Some stories are disturbing because they're violent. Others are disturbing because they're calculated. This one is disturbing because an entire country cried with her. She stood in front of cameras, tears streaming down her face, begging for her children to be returned safely. But the whole time, she knew exactly where they were. This is Crime Scene Archives. October 25th, 1994. Union, South Carolina. Susan Smith called police in hysterics. She said a black man had carjacked her. She claimed he drove off with her 2 young sons still inside the car. 3-year-old Michael, 14-month-old Alex. The story spread instantly. A mother attacked. 2 babies kidnapped. The nation watched. Susan appeared on television, her voice trembling. "I just want my babies back." Her husband stood beside her. The community rallied. Search parties formed. Police worked around the clock. America believed her. For 9 days, the country feared for those boys. But investigators noticed something. There were no witnesses, no evidence of a carjacking. Details in Susan's story began to shift. Small inconsistencies, then larger ones. She struggled to maintain the timeline. Detectives pressed harder. And slowly, the lie began to unravel. On November 3rd, 1994, after hours of questioning, Susan broke. She confessed there had been no carjacking, no stranger, no kidnapping. She had driven her car to Lake John D. Long, put the car in neutral, and let it roll down the boat ramp with her 2 sons strapped into their car seats. Inside, as the car slipped into the water, those boys were alive, trapped, unable to escape. Investigators later described how the car filled slowly. There was no panic call, no rescue attempt, just silence. For 9 days, she stood in front of cameras knowing her children were at the bottom of that lake. Why? The motive shocked people almost as much as the crime. Susan had been involved with a wealthy local man. He had told her he didn't want children. Friends testified she feared losing him. Prosecutors argued she believed her sons stood in the way of a new life, a new relationship, a fresh start. Without them, the case ignited outrage, but it also exposed something deeply troubling. Her initial accusation targeted an unknown black man. For days, police searched for someone who never existed. The false accusation intensified racial tension in the community. It added another layer of damage. Another betrayal. During the 1995 trial, the courtroom was packed. The defense argued mental instability, depression, emotional breakdown. But prosecutors painted a different picture, a mother who made a choice, a deliberate act. The jury found her guilty of 2 counts of murder. She was sentenced to life in prison, avoiding the death penalty by a narrow margin. Michael was 3. Alex was just 14 months old. Their short lives became symbols of innocence, lost. Susan Smith remains incarcerated, and every few years, the case resurfaces because people still struggle to understand it. How does a mother do that? How does someone cry on television while hiding a truth that dark? This wasn't rage. It wasn't panic. It wasn't self-defense. It was something colder, a decision made behind the wheel of a car, a lake at night. 2 children strapped in their seats. The entire country believed her. And maybe that's what makes this case unforgettable. Because sometimes the most convincing tears hide the darkest truths.